Hey, welcome back. Riggs here, playing some survival multiplayer on the Final Score server, and I found the cinematic camera. It's kind of fun. But last time I was talking about how, you need a plan sometimes, and I was thinking about it. It's totally fine to not have a plan. But the important thing is to realize when you need to backtrack. When you're spending more energy sort of trying to stick to your old plan when just starting, ripping down what you have and starting anew would be easier. And this is true in real life also. So many lessons to be learned from Minecraft that you can bring into your real life. But yeah, I have found over here that I kind of wanted to rip down a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I had this old entrance here I was working hard to make all the new stuff kind of fit with the old stuff, and I realized let's just get rid of the old stuff and start a new stuff. So I made this walkway here, and yeah, much easier. It's going to be kind of a cleaner entrance to this big aquarium area, which is my office up here. Oh, by the way, I caught a couple of phantoms. Kind of a funny thing. If you put a boat near you, you can get them to, when they swoop down at you, instead of swooping at you, they get caught in the boat. And yeah, so anyway, but yeah, this is what I've been working on. I've been working on sealing up all these little holes, and I made this extended this big wall of sugar cane that's going to do a good job of keeping the water from flowing into the rest of the museum. But let me get a better view from down there. Oh, and just a reminder, the idea here is I'm going to make a big aquarium. And I suppose if there's anybody new watching, that's possible. This is a big museum, a big zoo with living exhibits over there. But this whole area is going to become one big bathtub of an aquarium. And I'm going to fill it with all kinds of the new coral and new fish and dolphins and all kinds of stuff. So I'm preparing to fill this in with water. That's the idea here. Okay, and here I am just underneath the office on the other side here. But the challenge here is, once I fill this in with water, this is going to be the water line, and then I don't want the water to flood every other part of the base or the museum here. So this whole area over here was this kind of sprawling area of staircases, and then this is an opening out to the outside there. So what I decided to do was to create like a big glass wall. This will be a dry viewing area on the outside there. I'm kind of thinking like a museum where they have the big, huge, if you've ever been to an aquarium, with the big, huge circular tank, and then there's some viewing areas around, and so that'll be a glassed off area that you can check things out over there, and then creating a stairway here, and then over here, just underneath the stairway, don't want to crash in there, I'm going to continue the underwater area over to this section, so there'll be like a little extended area that will be water filled, and then I have to create a glass wall here to make sure it doesn't flood in. But I kind of wanted to bring that area into this section too, and I have to figure out what materials to do, because I've been using a lot of sandstone over here, but more of the dark prismarine and the terracotta here. So but yeah, just wanted to give you a quick update, and I've been working on the floor more, brought in some of the dead coral, which I think looks great as an ocean floor, and I also have some clay and some other blocks I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm kind of getting close. I'm going to block these off, and then yeah, then I think we'll be ready to fill in the top layer of water. So one of the questions you got to ask yourself is, how am I going to fill in such a huge area with water? And there's a few different ways you can do it. One way you could do it is fill it in with ice and then break the ice. That creates a water source block wherever you have a block of ice, but that means you need a lot of ice, which is kind of a pain. Or you could do it with buckets, but that's also a pretty tedious process. But what I'm going to do, and I think what a lot of people do, is you create just one source block way up high. And the way you do that is by making a floor. I'm going to make a big floor of dirt along just below where I'm going to place a bunch of water source blocks. And then I'm going to break that dirt floor. And then I'm going to use kelp, because just as a reminder, I've done this before, but when you place kelp into a flowing water source block, just before I do that, These are not water source blocks. When I'm clicking on them with a empty bucket, there's nothing there. And, if I take that away, they all go away. But if you place kelp in there, those become, you can see them spread out because now those are water source blocks. So even if I take away this top water source block up there, I don't know why it's not working. There we go. I need to break that. See, those are now water source blocks as well, and I could take them away one at a time. Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, you see, so I've created some source blocks there. I started with just one bucket of water, and now because using the kelp, these are all source blocks. So anyway, that's my plan. I'm going to make a big dirt floor up on just below where I want the water line, and then here I have my kelp farm, which has been pumping away. You can see some of the kelp fall down there. And that has been feeding into a chain of chests, which has been leading into this furnace array, making the dried kelp. But what I need now are the live kelp. So I turned it off by powering this block here using a switch, which turns this hopper off, which means this is now starting to fill up, and the chest will start to fill up. And this is just burning off what was already kind of in the system already. So I should have enough kelp to do that job, but I'm going to make a big dirt floor over at the museum. So here we are back at the museum. I'm using Riptide. It's raining in only certain biomes, but I'm using that it's kind of fun. So I will swoop down here and hopefully not crash. But this is the main part of the museum over here, but I've created this little bit of a kind of the connector between where the aquarium will be and the old part. So I replaced that with dark prismarine, and I made this glass wall, and I've kind of filled in all the little nooks and crannies with some glass. I made a little decorated there, and then changed that out with some dark prismarine. Did end up with this kind of awkward area where I needed a diagonal staircase, which kind of works. And then I'm going to have a little circular viewing area. The water is going to extend over here, and then there's going to be a little circular open viewing area that you can kind of walk around. But yeah, I think other than that, it's just about time to continue. I started already kind of putting the dirt in right where it's going to be. And so this is going to be where the dirt floor is. And it's going to make a huge dirt floor and then cover it with water and then break out the dirt. But first I have to do the dirt, and that's a big job. I wish there was some like magic way of kind of going, blowing up a big chest of dirt or jumping on, hi-ya, boom, boom, and making the dirt appear. You go, hi-ya, boom. And then you look up and, yep, that's how I thought it would work. And let's see, it should also work here with the water if I just have to set it up right. I think I do a couple of different water sources here in the corner. And then if I go right over here and I concentrate, let me just go, and then you just concentrate for a quick second, and then you turn around. Yep, there you go. So yeah, water level, top level already, and I think it's just time to dig it out. I'm sort of tempted to try to get a second account to try to record what it's going to look like underneath, because I think that would look kind of neat. So I'm going to take a break for a second and do some more work. And here is where I would have somebody up there digging away the dirt while I recorded, but I am alone on the server. So I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't this time, but I will next time. But yeah, got a lot done. Been filling in all these areas with glass, and used some doors also. Ooh, there's a crack I need to fill in. Probably just as well I have a moment or two to look this over before I have somebody dig that out. So I will leave that until next time, and I'll fly out this way. But I hope that you have enjoyed. Ooh, I don't want to die. That'd be awkward. Hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you soon. And I think a snapshot tomorrow. It's a Wednesday, but I was supposed to be a snapshot today. They said tomorrow. So we'll look forward to that. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Hope you guys are great wherever you are, and love you. Bye-bye.